So you've got a great job, you're saving toward your goals, everything looks great. As a matter of fact, what could possibly go wrong? Well, it turns out quite a lot. Stay tuned. Today's topic, playing defense, the role of insurance in your financial plan, coming up. Hey everyone, it's Jeff Drayton, Certified Financial Planner Professional and founder of Jeffrey A. Drayton Financial Planning and Wealth Management, LLC. In these videos, I share my thoughts on financial planning topics for individuals and households. If you're watching this video on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe. And if you are viewing this from my website, go to the top of the blog page and fill out that sign-up form so that we can contact you when new content becomes available. Vince Lombardi once said, "The best defense is a good offense." Well, that may be true in football, but in financial planning, the best defense is defense. And defense in a financial plan can take several forms. It could mean making sure that your portfolio is well diversified in an attempt to mitigate your overall investment risk. Another example is properly funding your emergency fund, such that you can withstand a temporary financial setback, such as a job loss or a large unexpected expense. However, there are some financial setbacks that have the potential to be so catastrophic that recovering from them on one's own might land somewhere in the region between extremely difficult and next to impossible. So how do we deal with those, the potentially catastrophic risks? Well, in a word, this is most likely a time for the application of insurance. So, what types of risks might these be? Well, certainly there is the risk that is associated with the loss of certain high-value property items that you own, such as your home or your car. Most people would find it a devastating loss to arrive at their home only to find it burned to the ground, or maybe flattened or flooded by a severe storm such as a hurricane or a tornado. Another serious loss might be having one's automobile destroyed in an accident, or potentially more serious, being liable for the damage or injury caused to somebody else in an accident in which you were found to be at fault. Liability in general is another source of potentially devastating risk exposure. And then there are health risks, either through injury or illness. Very few of us could likely withstand the expenses that would be associated with medical treatment were we to experience a significant health event and then be left to face the medical bills entirely on our own. You have probably already identified the types of insurance coverages that are required to mitigate these types of risk, those that I have just described. Health insurance to protect you from medical expenses, a home and auto policy to protect those assets, and additionally, both a homeowner's and an automobile policy contain within them some amount of liability protection. The good news? You likely already have these types of coverages. If you are a professional or possibly just have full-time employment, health insurance might very well be provided as a benefit by your employer. And if you own a home or drive a car, you are likely required to have a homeowner's policy as a condition of your mortgage. And you certainly are required to have an automobile policy to protect yourself and others when operating your vehicle. However, there are some risks that you face that might also be best suited to being transferred to an insurance company through the purchase of a policy that are not mandatory coverage, either by law or some other requirement. Two that come to mind are the risk of the income loss to a household that results when a wage earner in that household either dies prematurely or experiences a disability. The two types of coverage that mitigate these risks are life insurance and disability income insurance. I would suggest that anyone who has dependents, people who are relying on them and their ability to go out and earn an income each day, need to address this risk. Doing so is a two-step process. First, you need to determine the amount of coverage that you should have in place to adequately address this risk. Second, you should find a policy or policies that will provide this determined level of coverage. Unfortunately, this is where insurance can be a bit daunting. Many variables need to be considered. For instance, how much income needs to be covered and for what length of time? Or, if one were injured and unable to work, how much of their pre-disability income would they need to have replaced? And before any coverage is purchased, one should first know, how much coverage do you already have? Again, many professionals likely have some amount of insurance provided to them through their employer. You should certainly take the time to know what you have and then supplement as necessary. Another challenge in purchasing insurance, it likely requires that you meet with an insurance salesperson. And just as you might enjoy driving a car, however, that doesn't mean you enjoy stepping onto a car lot and going through the process to purchase one. An insurance purchase might feel the same way. Therefore, I would recommend that you treat your insurance purchase in much the same way as one might purchase a car. Do your research away from the proverbial showroom floor. Seek information that is unbiased and is not being presented to you by someone who stands to make a commission based on your purchase. And lastly, consider multiple insurance providers so that you can see how their pricing and coverage types compare to their competitors. One last point about insurance, and this is a point being made by somebody who does not sell insurance products, nor do I profit from the insurance sales of anybody else. The money that you spend to receive pure insurance coverage, to manage the risk that this insurance policy or that is designed to cover, is money you likely will never see again. You probably won't ever receive a dime of benefit. That fact is actually what makes those risks insurable. It's the unlikelihood that they will ever occur. For this reason, many people forego ever treating these risks seriously, and honestly, many, probably most, slide through unscathed. However, do not ignore the qualifiers that I just spoke. You likely, you probably. And let me tell you this, I have never had a client come to me, tears streaming down their cheeks in gratitude because of a tax strategy that I recommended that helped their savings be more efficient, or because I put together a portfolio that created a couple of 100 basis points of added return. When the catastrophic does occur and someone is about to receive an insurance payment that might easily be the difference between moving on with their life or having faced a future that would have looked tragic, their having followed an insurance recommendation will commonly elicit exactly that type of a response. By all means, find a great asset manager and build your wealth. Play offense in your life. But my advice, don't ignore the other side of the ball. A true financial plan also has a strategy to play defense. I'm Jeff Drayton. Thanks for watching. Hey everyone, as always, nothing in this video is meant to be specific advice for you. Advice like that can only be had by working with a financial planner, someone who knows you and your situation. I would encourage you to seek out someone who is a certified financial planner. This is signified by the letters CFP with the registered trademark sign following his or her name. I would also encourage you to work with a fee-only financial planner. Now that's two words, fee-only, not fee-based, not fee plus commission. Both of those terms mean that the planner or advisor can receive commissions and is therefore not free of the conflict of interest inherent to commission sales. Again, I'm Jeff Drayton. Thanks for watching.